back to my channel, Diamonds and Sparkles. My name is Lena, and today is a WIP and CHAT day. This is a different setup, and I'm going to actually be doing a smaller section that I usually do, because I want it to be like in frame kind of, but as I said, this is a different setup that I usually do, and it's a weird one. It's a bit different because I am located in another place, because my boyfriend is busy at the desk, like doing some work stuff, and I really wanted to record. So I said, I need to be resourceful and I need to make it work for me. So here I go, I guess. There aren't really many things to update that I can think of. Just let me place this as best as I can. There it goes. So as I said, I am not in my usual setup, and that is a bit weird, but I'm gonna try to make it work. So this weekend, this last Sunday, I went to my best friend's wedding. Now she's going to have more than one wedding because she's extra like that. She, this first wedding was in another city that the one we live in, but is the city where her mom is from. And it was like a religious ceremony, because here in my country, like the majority of people are Catholic, and I used to be, but I'm not anymore. I don't practice any sort of religion or anything. Let me just see how this, oh, it doesn't look that bad. Okay, I just wanted to see how this looked like in the camera, if it looked like really close or not. But as I said, this is a different angle. Oh, can you hear that? That's rain. I'm gonna get to that in a little bit, but yeah, I am usually a crier, specifically and especially for people I love and care. There was a part of the wedding, of the ceremony, where like I was not exactly listening to what the priest was saying. It was more a thing of, oh, I'm sorry for covering you up. It was more a thing of the way that my best friend looked at her now husband. It just melted my heart completely, and I just could feel kind of the love that they have for each other. It just made me really, well, really happy, you know, to know that someone I love is happy. I just, you know, seeing the people I love happy makes me happy. That's point in case. That's pretty much it. So, and being in another city, and it's a city that is about 1.5 hours up to 2 hours away from where I live, I drove for the very first time in the highway. It was scary, but it was not as complicated as I thought it might be. Oh, I'm starting to think that this setup is terrible. But if I put it in the other side, then you see like the shadow of the phone. Like, what should I do? Should I change it? Let me try it, like from another perspective. Well, I don't know how well this is going to work. Let me just move it a bit. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna focus on this side of the WIP and CHAT, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, as I was saying, it was my first time driving in the highway, and I was a bit scared, but I really wanted to do it because I wanted to get more out there. I am already confident driving in the city. I live in a very big city that is it is very complicated to drive in, and I am getting very used to it, and I am getting myself out there with that. But this was a different thing, you know. And it was actually, I think it's easier because the road was okay. Like there was no like an ugly road or complicated road. It was very well taken care of, the majority of it. So I think that was a big part of why I felt really safe. But still, now you can hear the rain, I'm sure. And that is because we are having, since yesterday, it started yesterday, we're expecting the rain that is equivalent to 6 months of rain. We're having it in the span of 5 days. Like, it started yesterday. Yesterday it was Wednesday, and it's expected to go on until next Tuesday. So pretty much a week of heavy rain. And it's not like a storm exactly, but is non-stop rain. Like, it started to rain yesterday around 2 or 3 p.m. and right now is like the next day, and it's, what is it? Is it noon? Yeah, it's like 20 minutes past noon, and it hasn't stopped. And apparently it's not going to stop until like literally next Tuesday. And there are news that this kind of storm-ish type of thing could become a hurricane, which it's a scary. Fortunately enough, the way that I live, there are no many floods. Like, the specific kind of neighborhood that I live in is kind of higher up, so it's really rare for it to flood because we're at the very top. But still, the rest of the city gets flooded really quickly, and it's actually already flooded in some places with less than 24 hours of, non-stop rain. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next days if the rain doesn't stop. Like, we already know the rain is pretty much not stopping. So that's kind of concerning. And it's also concerning because we're crossing our fingers for it to remain just as a rain and not become something bigger, because then we can expect to lose power, and that would be another new, like, a complete different thing, and we went to Costco the day before it was expecting the rain to start, and we were just going because we, like, honestly needed some stuff, and it was full. Like, people were panicking, kind of like when the pandemic hit. People were panicking. They were buying, like, water and supplies and food and so many things. And my best friend, like the one who got married, also went to do some grocery shopping, like regular grocery shopping. And she said that there were, like, the lines to pay were crazy because people were panicking. And I think that's a very us thing to do here in my country, that we panic for everything because we kind of listen more to each other rather than experts and stuff. We're not very civilized in that way, but it is what it is. And also, my mom has been sending me messages like, how are you guys? Are you guys okay? And my sister also lives in this city, and she started working recently, but she has to drive and everything, but she has not a lot of experience driving in, like, a big city. And she was like, please call your sister and tell her that if she has any problems to call you, or, and I was like, Mom, she's fine, she's okay. But, it's to be expected. Like, a mom's worry is never goes, I guess. But, I mean, we're doing good. The weather, it's rainy. It's extremely rainy, but the temperature is actually a bit nicer. And that's actually what allowed me to come and diamond paint here, because I would usually diamond paint in the bedroom because we have the AC and the fan and everything. And whenever my boyfriend got busy, like, with work and stuff, that he works sometimes here from home, I would have to diamond paint, like, yes, in the desk, but, like, at the end of it, because that's the only desk that fits in that bedroom. So it was a bit uncomfortable, and I tried coming to the desk that is out here, but we here don't have, like, a fan. we have the air conditioner, but like the place that the air conditioner has to get like to maintain cold, it's not appropriate, the size basically. So I prefer not to turn it on because like a lot of electricity and stuff, and I don't like to. But it was basically it was virtually impossible because of the heat, because it was so unbearable. But right now, I mean, it's not the most comfortable. It feels kind of humid, but at least I don't feel that I'm dying like how I would be. And that's overall because of the rain. You know, rain drops temperature quite a lot. Like right now, I think we're at 23 degrees, but that's Celsius. So 23 Celsius to Fahrenheit, that is 73, which is amazing, when our average lately has been somewhere between 100 and 104. So I am thankful for that temperature drop. I am not complaining whatsoever, but because of the rain and everything, it feels a bit more humid. But I can make a compromise, you know. I don't mind humidity as long as I don't feel that I'm suffocating with heat. So as I said, that is a compromise that I am willing to do, you know, an exchange that I'm willing to do. Oh wait, I think I need to change the putty in my pen because I don't know, it's been lasting less and less. I don't know if it's because of the temperature that it gets like really sticky and it doesn't work as it usually does. Like it gets kind of runny in a way. I don't know if that's the proper term, but yeah, I've been having to change it a bit more frequently than I'm used to. But I think I can hold on a little bit more with this putty before I need to change it. So, you know, the rain is great also because here we've had issues with droughts. Like we have artificial, how do you say that? Let me see. Let me Google it. Let me see. Yeah, we have, is it water dams? Well, Google is giving me that translation, like water dam. But here we have, you know, places that contain water that are artificial, and that we basically survive with those because we're not near like a natural body of water. But the drought has been kind of bad in the past few years. So of course the rains are always welcome. Fortunately enough, even though we've had droughts, it has not translated in, like, you know, as in California, like in fires and stuff like that. So again, that's great. But yeah, heavy rains are very much welcome here because of that. The downside to it, and that is a personal thing, is that, remember my best friend's wedding that I went this weekend to? Well, that is one of her weddings. She's going to have another one. This one was a religious ceremony, and the other one is going to be like kind of where you sign the government papers and, you know, you sign the contract or whatever that's called. The thing about it, as I said, is that that day was not expected to rain. Initially, the rain was supposed to be only on like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but now it expanded on till next Tuesday, and her wedding is on Saturday, and is an it's an open air. How do you say? Oh my god, I'm having so much trouble today with how things are said in English and in Spanish. Like, how do you say that? No, it's like a country house or something like that, you know. It's outdoors. That's the word I was looking for. It's outdoors. And, you know, yeah, apparently it's going to be still heavily raining that day. And especially being outdoors, we don't know what's going on. she's kind of keeping us updated on what the plans are, because as I said, it's kind of stress. I cannot imagine how stressed she must be, because you know, I just can't. She's been telling us that so far the wedding is still going on, that she spoke with, you know, providers and people who are providing the catering and all that, and they'll say that they're still up for it. But I mean, classes are canceled. Many big streets are already closed off because of the danger that it is, like the heavy rain. Many businesses also like said that no, we're not opening these days because it's a danger hazard of sorts. And so I don't know what the update is going to be. Like, today is Thursday. Yeah, today's Thursday. So I guess we still have the rest of the day and also tomorrow to see what will happen. If it's going to be canceled, I mean, not canceled, but kind of rescheduled. I don't know how that works. I don't know how expensive that might be. I just hope that the rain gets better. And I was also thinking, even if the rain gets better or it suddenly stops raining, the thing is, it's still outdoors. So like the grass and, you know, everything is going to be wet and muddy, and it's potential for not a disaster per se, but for a very complicated situation. Oh, gosh, I don't know what she's gonna do. I'm just, you know, as I said, expecting to what she tells us to do. Like if something changes, which if it were my wedding, I think I would change it. But again, it's not my party, it's not my event, it's not my wedding, one of the most important days of someone's life, I think. I'm just crossing my fingers. Wait, what's this? Oh, it was a diamond in my leg, as always. So yeah, there really isn't much. Again, I didn't prepare anything to talk about this time around because, I don't know, I thought that I was going to be having enough things to talk about. Apparently I don't. But oh yes, I did another challenge and I loved it. Again, it was a challenge where I swapped my screen time for diamond painting. And that is a challenge that I've been seeing in BookTube for a while now. And I've been wanting to maybe adapt some of those BookTube challenges to diamond painting. And that one was one that really caught my attention really quickly, like really intrigued me. And I did it. And that video went up on Wednesday. Like for me, it's yesterday. For you, like when this video is up, that it goes up on Friday. For you, it's going to be like 2 days ago. But I really, really enjoyed it. And I think I'm going to try to make it a common thing. At least, no, not at least, like a once a month kind of thing. Where I do a sort of challenge with diamond painting. It's just that I would need to sort of brainstorm more on what type of challenges I would like to do, and all that. But I already have some ideas, and diamond painting and Dr. Pepper gave me another idea. So I think I already know what I'm going to do next. I think I really need to know how to structure it and how to make it work for me. But it sounds like a fun idea. So there's that. And I have more news actually. I hadn't told you this because I didn't want to mention anything until I had at least something. But recently I started a new job that is from home, and that seemed to be simple enough. And like not that big of a deal, but I have been there for a very short amount of time and I already hate it. I never thought that I would encounter a place that was so unprofessional. I just can't. I started it at the mid of April and we're now mid-June, so only 2 months in. But I can tell you that for the last month, like after the first month of working there, I've already been looking for another job opportunities because I cannot stay in that place. Honestly, I just can't. It's horrid. It's horrible. I hate it so much. And as I said, it's so unprofessional. Everything there is so unprofessional. So I have been looking for different opportunities, and so far I've had 3 possible ones that I think I might be good at and that could work with me. So I had an interview last Tuesday and I think I did great. They told me that I was going to listen back from them probably on Friday, that I was going to get an email because there are a few rounds of interviews. So I did the first round of interview, and if I am selected to be like a top candidate, then I'm going to be getting that second email and like a date and a time for, as I said, a second interview. And so tomorrow I should know whether or not they went forward with me as a candidate. And I am hoping that is a better place than my last place, like the one that I'm currently in, because I am not going to be able to hold on for long because it's such a horrible place, like honestly. And I am a person who has a high threshold for tolerance and for adaptability, but it is so horrible that I already reached my limit with that place. So that's one option that I'm waiting to see, like the one if I get the mail on Friday. And the other one is actually is one of those things that when you go into like the place where you can look for jobs and everything, it was so stressful because I saw that offer like a long time ago, and I saw it again and I was like, oh, I think they didn't like get anyone from that position for that position. But then I entered it and it said to apply directly on the page, like on their page, not on the job hunting page. So I applied in both places and I still didn't hear anything from it, and then it popped again in my feed and I was like as a new offer. I was like, what's going on? And so I decided to send directly an email to the recruitment team, and I was like, well, at least I try to contact them directly instead of going through these other platforms and places. Maybe they are not very familiar with it, or I don't know what might be happening. And so I did, and I hadn't heard back from them for a little while now because I sent that mail about how much time ago? I would say 2 to 3 weeks ago, if not more. And I was already like, okay, that's it. Like, they didn't contact me. It's fine. It's okay. But then yesterday, I got an email saying like, oh, hello, I'm from the recruitment team of blah, blah, blah. What would be your availability to speak with you. And I was like, oh, amazing. And so I answered them, and I am waiting to see if they contact me, because that position, it is not a home office position, but it also aligns with sort of what I'm looking for, pretty much. Let me move you again. There we go. And so, and also I have a lot of questions in that position because there were some things that were not clarified. So of course I'm not moving forward with that if those things are not clarified, but at least I got an answer from them so I can ask those questions. So that is great. And the other one, it was the same situation that no one was, I don't know if no one was applying for it or if people just decided to leave it and they had to post again the proposal or something, or maybe if they have different kind of, because it's like a big-ish company, so maybe they have several positions of the same position open. I don't know, but I applied, and again, I'm waiting for an answer from there. So in the meantime, I just need to hold on to, I guess, this horrible place. And I have been writing kind of a letter of sorts for feedback, because it even seems that they don't care about feedback. One of my coworkers at the very beginning, he noticed things that he was not really comfortable with, and he sent them a letter, like an email letter with feedback, and he never, like, he hasn't heard back from them. So I think they honestly don't care and only care about money. I'm not sure. Like, that's kind of my thought process. But I cannot stay quiet. So I am going to be sending an email letter with, you know, the things that I find to be, how can I say this without sounding too harsh? I guess I can't, like, unacceptable, honestly. Just plain and simple, unacceptable. I don't know how those type of places continue to survive, but yeah, at least I think I'm gonna give my peace of mind, like, my thoughts about it. And if they don't take it into consideration, it's like, well, it's not my business, it's yours. So if you want to get better, great. And you know, they don't even have to change things, you know, at least, but I would hope for them to at least acknowledge that they got your feedback and that they might be looking into it, or I don't know, you know. But again, it's not my business. It's not my conscience. It's just weird. I just don't understand how there's people and places where they don't really care. The only thing they care about is profit and the business side of things, and they just abandon, like, the human side of it all, and that's what makes everything work. Again, in my opinion, I might be looking at it from a utopic kind of place, but still, I don't care. But yeah, there's that as an updates from me. I guess the last updates would be hobbies, you know, other than diamond painting. I've been reading a little bit more than usual. I used to be those type of people who read voraciously, like 24/7. But, you know, diamond painting has made reading go a little bit to the back burner. I don't know. It's a different hobby, but it just gives me so much happiness and joy. Oh, you're out of focus. Whoopsies, I'm sorry. Where am I? Am I there? Yeah, I'm actually like, yes, there. So I've been getting a little bit into reading again. I read a thriller book that's called The Nicest Couple. And I didn't see it coming at the beginning. I started to see it like literally the last 2 chapters. But I don't think, it made you think of so many things that I think that the outcome of it was, yes, not expected, but not in a good way. Not in a way where you go, oh my God, the plot twist, No, it was more a way of, oh, this is where it was going. So it was kind of disappointing. I still gave it 4 stars because I think it was really good, because I was trying to think what could happen, what could be going on, and everything. But I think I might drop it to 3. The ending made that, from a probably solid 5 for me, made it into a 4 and possibly a 3. So yeah, there's that. And I also have been reading The 3-Body, what's the name? Problem. The 3-Body. I'm sorry, but I'm so bad with names of everything. But yeah, I have been reading I've been listening to the audiobook, The 3-Body Problem, and I started it, I think, 2 weeks ago. And for the last week, I didn't do much progress on it. But these past few days, I've been making crazy progress. Right now, I am at the 80-ish% mark, I think. And I think I might be able to finish it during the weekend. So that's fantastic. It's a very different type of book. It's science fiction. And I am not a very big reader of science fiction. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that science fiction books usually don't call that much for my attention. I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like fantasy where I immediately and absolutely want to read everything there is. But that one, when I heard about the premise and everything, it caught my attention immediately. And so I started reading it pretty much within the next couple of days. But it is a bit weird and confusing because it intertwines real physics and science things that are not the easiest to understand. And I'm kind of juggling, whenever I'm listening to it and there's something that I don't fully understand, I have to stop it and try to think, do I need to understand this, the concept of this physics things to understand the plot? Or it's kind of it keeps me what do I do? And then I just decide to keep reading and realize that it would be cool to know everything they're talking about, because I don't even know if the physics things they're talking about are actually real. But I said I'm not going to get into it, deep into it and investigate and everything, because I think it's just overcomplicating things for me. If I'm enjoying it, whether or not all of these physics things are true or not, it's fine. I'm just gonna read it and enjoy it. And so I am enjoying it quite a lot, and I think I want to keep going with the trilogy, because it's a trilogy, and it's also a Netflix show, and I also want to watch the show, but I kind of wanted to know the original story, because I think that Netflix might change it quite a bit, because it's set in China with Chinese characters, and a lot of the culture, I think it's what influences most the writing of it. And I think that in order for it to be more Western interesting or something, they might be changing some stuff. That's an idea. I don't really know if that's the case, but yeah, I wanted to read at least the first book before I decided if whether or not I wanted to watch the show. I think I want to, but I'm not like, it's not, I don't feel it as urgent, I guess. But yeah, I think I might finish that book in the next couple of days, probably, depending on how my mood is for an audiobook, because usually whenever I am doing diamond painting or anything else, I just have YouTube in the background, and that's been me lately. I forget that my camera is set up differently and that you're completely out of focus on where I am working. But I just completed, which was it, this part. I am so sorry. What am I going to be doing next? Where's this next color? Oh, here it is. So yeah, what else? Am I reading something else? I started to listen to the audiobook of Iron Flame. That is the second book to Fourth Wing. I think it is a trilogy, I don't know, but I've listened to it very, very little. I'll probably just like a few chapters in, because I really I usually don't like to have, like, I'm usually reading multiple books at the same time, but I don't like to have multiple books going of like a similar kind of genre, and one is fantasy and the other one is science fiction, but in my brain is like fictional things that have a lot of details and that I might misunderstand or mistake. I don't know, my brain works that way. So I'm gonna keep reading Iron Flame once I finish the three body problem. So yeah, that's all I'm reading and watching. Well, same as always. I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. YouTube, booktube, diamond painting, true crime. That's it. That's, ooh, those pop off. That's pretty much everything. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else I could update you on. I guess next week we'll have to see what happens with a few things, actually, with my best friend's wedding, if it ended up happening or not, with my job hunt, how that is going, and like big events. I think that's it. But yes, I guess this is it for today's WIP and Chat. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. If you have any ideas on what diamond painting challenges I could do, please make sure to leave them down below, because I would love to hear like suggestions or, you know, just ideas in general, to be able to brainstorm and come up with great concepts. I would love that. So again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more diamond painting content. And see you all guys later. And don't forget to keep on diamond painting. Bye bye.